Alright, it's the White Tiger Knight, and this is an update video on why Nutnfancy sucks. Now, the main reason why I'm doing this is not because I'm jealous or that I'm pissed because I got banned and whatnot. It's mainly just because when searching on the internet I couldn't find very many objective reviews about him, and it's mainly just one-sided. So I apologize for all my subscribers for doing this again. I'm not trying to do this for views, I'm just trying to do this for anyone. Just to get an idea, especially because most of the people that comment on my channel are pretty new, and they don't really have, I think, much experience with YouTube or even guns. So I guess I'm trying to let them see the light a little bit. So on this video, I'm going to try not to be, over the top. I know in my first one I was, a little more of a character about it, but try to be straightforward so people don't think that this is just some kind of jealous act or something. So anyway, mainly, again, the main point here is that his channel, he always talks about, being objective. And the main reason why I think it's problematic is because, a great video, Captain Burrs, for example, did a video response about one of the products he was showing, and he mentioned that he had some problems with that product, and he gave a video response showing a better product. But Nutnfancy simply banned him and prevented him from actually posting the video response. And I think that's a disservice to his subscribers and people who are trying to learn these things because, again, it's not objective and it's not really helping people if you're just pumping and pushing one product because, because they gave you it or because, there's just a conflict of interest. And, that's, I think, what people need to really realize about him, especially, his channel is an LLC. It's basically pumping, it's pumping these companies up. For example, he did he has these videos on the KSG shotgun, how awesome it is and all this stuff. And then he does a video on the UTS-15, which is kind of his competitor, and he just short shucks it all day and makes it look extremely bad. Throws it on the ground and tries to break it and stuff. And I'm not saying the UTS-15 is much better, but you can clearly see that it's not an objective review. I mean, if you watch Hickok's channel, he does a good review of both of them, and he's not short shucking, he's not having problems getting rounds in the chamber, and even Nutnfancy's son was doing it perfectly. So you can clearly see that that he's got an agenda. It's biased. And I think if you want to be an objective channel, you have to see through this bias. And I think some of the new people, a lot of people think, his shit don't stink, and think that he's basically just, he's got this God complex, and everybody follows him as if his word is law and stuff. And I mean, it's clear even in my comments about this. I mean, in all the negative ratings and stuff I've got, mostly from people that have, 0 subs and 0 views, and they claim that, oh, I'm just doing this because I can't get any views on my channel and all this stuff. And that's not the reason at all. I mean, I've watched a lot of his videos, and I just became fed up with the fact that it's just his God complex and his ego gets in the way. Now, I think that, as I said in the other video, I think there's some things you can learn from it, and some of the data points and stuff that he shows are useful, especially when you see guns, running in the field, and you see them, in action. A lot of people can't run around and shoot in their areas. I live in a very dense area, so that's not really a reality for me, so that's why I think it's great. But unfortunately, his ego has become so big that it kind of gets in the way. And that's what I think is unfortunate about it, because his channel could be a lot better if he was a little more objective and he was a little less about, the money and all this other stuff. For example, a great example is, 65,000 views. He got 65,000 views on a video, and he was cussing people out saying, that's not enough, and, I won't even do a video for 65,000 views. I mean, you can't get more egotistical than that. I mean, I think most people on YouTube would realize that, 65,000 views on a video, that's great. And, especially about the Second Amendment, I mean, that's 65,000 people that potentially, could be helping our cause. So you shouldn't be bad-mouthing them and claiming that, that sucks and they're pussies and whatnot, and you won't even do a video for 65,000 views. I mean, I can't believe people would still support him and bash me for saying that. I don't even understand, where that comes from. So the main point is, it's not really objective. He's got a vested interest in a lot of these products that he's pumping, and you know, it's just you know, it's a conflict of interest, and he's not you know, he's not really doing justice for a lot of these products, and it's really one-sided. And again, you know, it's not necessarily you know, good for people when you try to have a discourse and a conversation, and you just shut them out and you block them and stuff, and that's what I think the real problem is. So you know, don't get me confused. I'm not sitting here trying to, you know, cry about it and whatnot. I just think that, you know, for example, he's got a pretty popular channel. So I mean, it's even more, I think, important for him to be objective and him to have a discourse with people, so that other people that are watching these things can actually learn, especially new people. I think most people that are you know, on YouTube for a while realize this. I mean, pretty much everybody who's got a successful channel knows, you know, that Nutnfancy's a douchebag. I mean, everybody knows this. It's nothing new. Most of the people that, you know, comment on this are people that don't even have you know, don't even have channels and have never made videos and probably don't have very much experience with guns. They just play Call of Duty, you know. So anyway, you know, he's got a GOG complex. He disses his subs constantly, and you know, he's just, you know, he's just not objective. And there's a lot of, you know, if you look at his older videos, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You know, because his older videos are actually, I think, pretty good. And he's pretty objective and he's pretty straightforward. But now he thinks he's some famous, and he thinks he's all famous and, you know, almighty. And I think that's just really getting in the way, and it's unfortunate. So don't confuse me, and you know, don't try to think this is just about, you know, I'm pissed because he dissed me and stuff, and you know, I know in the last video, you know, I was cussing and stuff, but you know, hopefully that doesn't you know, take away from the message. And basically all this is just for new people and anybody who isn't really that experienced. Just remember, you know, take what he says with a grain of salt. Realize that, you know, most of these people that he's getting products from, either send him the products for free, or he's getting kickbacks and stuff from it. And a lot of channels do that same thing, so I'm not saying it's just only him, but that's a biased review. So, you know, you have to really really take that into consideration whenever you're listening to what he's saying. So, and again, you know, it's not necessarily that I diss his channel. I think a lot of the stuff he's doing is great, but it's just his ego and his big head just gets in the way. Peace out.